Welcome to the first spring edition of IE News. I am Sharissa Pell.
And I'm Brent Potvin. On today's edition, Noah Russell gives us an exclusive interview with Megan Martinez, the new softball coach here at Long Beach City College.
Brent, you will bring us the top 10 music festivals to attend this year.
I sure will, Sharissa. And Noah Russell gives us an exclusive interview with radio personality Shaka and Tom Kelly.
Stay tuned for more on this edition of IE News.
And now for our first story. Noah Russell interviews Megan Martinez, the new softball coach here at Long Beach City College, on her new position and what she plans to bring to the current team.
Hello and welcome to another edition of IE News Sports Untucked. I'm Noah Russell here with Coach Megan Martinez of
Hi, everybody.
the Vikings softball team. Thanks for doing this for us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Go Vikings.
Absolutely, go Vikings. So how are we doing so far?
We are having a great year. We have a very young team. And anytime you have a young team, you take a little while to get started. But we're coming out and we swing the bat really well last night. We scored 15 runs with 2 home runs. And we're having a good time, and they're a good group of girls. I'm very blessed this year.
Outstanding. So how many girls do we have on the team so far?
We have 17 right now. I usually carry 16, 17, or 18, and this year we decided to carry 17.
All
So we've
right.
got a good group.
Nice.
Got a good group of girls, a deep
Right.
bench.
So the first question is always we start from the beginning. So you played softball as a kid, yes?
I did, of
and
course.
How old were you when you started?
I started playing baseball at the age of 6.
Wow.
And I decided, my dad and my mom, we decided to turn me over to softball around 10 years old.
Nice.
So I've been playing for a little while.
What
Fell in
exactly-
love early.
Exactly. What exactly sparked your interest for that kind of sport?
I really liked the idea of a team. I liked working with other people. I liked working in a big group and for the same goal, for us all to have the same purpose, and to just continue to work hard and trust the process. And I just loved that. I loved being outdoors in the beautiful, sunny Southern California.
Nice.
And I loved all of that.
And of course, there's also a bit of a competitive drive somewhere in there.
Definitely. I
Yes.
love to win. I'm very, very competitive.
All athletes do, definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of your girls have that competitive drive.
Absolutely. We talk about that a lot. We put a lot of hard work in the off season and in the season, and it's important for us to be able to cash in. We call it cashing in, and
Yeah.
what it is we put so much hard work in the weight room, blood, sweat, tears, and that gratitude, that great feeling of winning. It's an amazing feeling.
How often do you guys practice?
Oh, we practice in the season right now. We're every day. We're Monday through Friday, and we usually play every weekend.
Nice.
So it's quite a commitment.
It's a lot of fun too. You know,
We have a
and-
ton of fun.
Yeah, it's you know a lot of them have that competitive drive, but a lot of them others say, you know what, I love what I do, have fun with it.
Absolutely, definitely. We have a great time traveling. We're on the road quite a bit. We have so much fun in the vans, and we have so much fun at our team dinners, and we have really great family support, and we just love to dance and have a good time. It's a good group.
Definitely. And so for the record, for those who don't know, what is the difference between softball and baseball?
That's a good question. I get that question a lot. I think the main difference is softball's a much shorter field, and
Yeah.
we play a much quicker game.
Nice.
Baseball is a bigger field. They depend on the long ball a lot. We slap and we bunt and we move runners across, and it's a quicker game with 7 innings versus
7
9
innings,
innings.
right. Nice. And so how long have you been coaching?
This will be my 7th year coaching. I started at Cal State Dominguez Hills. I was there for 3 years.
Nice.
And then I went to El Camino Compton College, and then I came here for the Vikings. It's good to be back
Nice.
home.
Yeah, because you said earlier that you came here.
I did play for the Vikings. I have a state championship in 2001. I
Wow.
still wear my ring, and I'm excited to get another one. But it is great to be back home. I think that this college is a great place to be.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a huge Viking fan at heart,
course.
and it's just really great to be back home.
Absolutely. So now the other thing I want to know particularly is what improvements do you have planned? Do you have any do you have any plans to improve the team or playing wise? Anything that you want to improve?
Well, always. Our goal is always to get 1% better every single day.
Yeah.
So we always aim at least for 1%. If we can all get better at 1% at one element of the game, then we will continue to improve. We never want to play the way we played yesterday, even if we won. For example, yesterday we beat ELAC, East LA College, 15-5. There's still a lot of improvements to be made. We made some errors on defense that we want to get better at. So it's always a focus. We always have a goal. We always have an organized structure of what we're aiming for. So getting better is always the goal. Absolutely, at least 1%.
Nice. Now, also for the record, you're a baseball fan too, MLB baseball fan.
I'm a huge fan. Go
and
Dodgers.
Dodgers, right? Yeah. We all miss Vin Scully.
Yes, definitely.
We do. And you're looking forward to it, right?
Absolutely. I can't wait for opening day.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. I'm Noah Russell here for iNews Sports Untucked with Coach Martinez. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Go Vikings.
That's it. Go Vikings. All right. Get back to you guys.
Thanks, Noah, for that informative interview. My co-anchor, Brent, also known as DJ ARE, gives us the top 10 music festivals to attend this year.
Hey everybody, this is Brent Potvin, aka DJ ARE, reporting for IE News from KLBC Studio. Check us out on klbcfm.org and kctyfm.org, which I am the president of, these award-winning stations. I've got a cool list for you. I've got top 10 music festivals of 2017. Let's hit it. First off, we got South by Southwest, gaming and music, all in Austin, Texas. Thriving new city, cool stuff there. And one of my personal favorites here is Sabroso Taco Festival. My favorite band, The Offspring, are playing there. My friends Metalachi are playing there. It's got tacos, it's got music, and it's got beer. 3 of my favorite things, all in Orange County. Number 8 is Made in America. It's made by Jay-Z. Enough said, right? Number 7 is Punk Rock Bowling, because no better combo than punk rock and bowling. I love bowling. Bowling's amazing, and it's also in Vegas, baby. Number 6 is Rock on the Range. For all your new rock music, you got a bunch of cool bands that are actually, a lot of them unsigned. It's normally put on by Sirius, the radio station. We don't talk about them. They're competitors. Number 5 is Lollapalooza. Lollapalooza is legendary. It's been around for a while, started by the guy from Jane's Addiction. It's a cool festival with a lot of diverse music. Number 4 is EDC. And for all your wub needs, your dancing, all your lights and your colors, it's a spectacle to say the least. Number 3 is Beale Street. Beale Street is a legendary place in Memphis, in Tennessee, my second home. Love that place. Love Beale Street. The Red Hot Chili Peppers played there last year, and I think Maroon 5 has played there before too. It's an awesome festival. They got a great lineup. And Beale Street, awesome barbecue. Number 2, one of my favorites, Warped Tour. I'm going as well. Mosh pits, rock music, craziness. That's my kind of deal. Got a lot of great bands hopefully this year. It was amazing last year. I'm going again. They're coming to LA. And number 1, we can't not put Coachella. Coachella's got Beyonce headlining. We got the Interrupters, my favorite ska band, playing. I mean, Beyonce's going to play with Twins. How's she going to do that? They might even have a hologram of her just to play it. But that is the top 10 list of music festivals here in the United States. This great country. And you know what's also great in the United States? College radio. College Radio Day was a huge festival celebrating college radio throughout the country and the world. And guess what? KCTY and KLBC won 3 awards. The Spirit of College Radio Day, their biggest award. We won it 3 times. 3 times. Not just once, not just twice, 3 times. We're the only one to do that. Only college. And that includes 4 years, private institutes, and everything. We're the only community college to win this award. We are killing it. We are award-winning stations at KLBC and KCTY, KLBC FM, and kctyfm.org. And if you want to catch me, DJ ARE, Are You Ready? Is at Tuesday at 7 to 9 p.m. Now take it away, random news anchor.
We have more IE News coming up after these messages.
Welcome to the Radio and Television Department at Long Beach City College. Here you will learn to make anything that ends up on your television or radio. Working in the studio is like some kind of cool video game. You man your controls while coordinating over headphones, watching the screens carefully. Then when the target is in the right spot, you push the red button. Only instead of zombies, it's celebrities. Whether you like playing single player or multiplayer using a PC or console, or you just think all this stuff looks cool, then check us out at LBCC.
Welcome on back to Long Beach City College. This is Alex Wallace.
And Noah Russell.
And this is another episode of Sports Untucked. And this is going to be a great day to be at Untucked because we got two lovely people here. We got the head coach of our baseball team, Coach Crook, and then along with Nico Davali, that has been around for a couple times now with us, thankfully. So I appreciate it, guys, for coming on in and having an interview with us. We're gonna get right into it. We got 24 seasons here, 25 if you are counting the assistant head coach, correct?
Yep.
So you ended up going where to college and kind of getting this all put together?
Well, I played at a place you've never heard of called Briarcliff College in Sioux City, Iowa.
Okay.
But I moved to California to get my master's degree from Long Beach State, and I was fortunate enough to be a grad assistant for Dave Snow during the early 90s for a couple years.
Well, Dirtbags are pretty well known, especially in Long Beach. I mean, Blair Field's right down the street from here. They've had some really awesome teams. I'm lucky enough that I play golf and get to watch them occasionally. When did you end up moving from Long Beach State over to Long Beach City?
I coached at Long Beach State so long ago they didn't play at Blair Field. They actually played on campus. But after a couple years at Long Beach State, I became an assistant here in the 92-93 season. And the head coach left, and I was the head coach in the 93-94 season.
Nice. So, Nico, I understand that you played college ball at Cal Lutheran. How was that experience?
It was great. Definitely different than any city college experience. I think the D3 world's definitely different, but it's competitive. It was great. Had a couple great runs there. We were back-to-back SCIAC champions, which was nice, and loved every moment of it.
Nice. So, how old were you when you started getting into baseball? What sparked your interest, really?
Oh man, I think right when I entered this world. I mean, my dad's a huge baseball fan. Started playing baseball when I was 3, and then had a knack for it, and then played until I couldn't play anymore. So
that's it. So when you did play, what position were you?
I was infield. I switched around every year, mainly the left side, third and short.
Nice. And so you're a Yankees fan. What made you want to get into the Yankees? Because it's kind of rare for a California native to be a New York lover. So what exactly sparked that interest?
Sure. Well, I was born back east, actually in New Haven, Connecticut, and most of my family still lives back there. So my dad and my uncle were huge Yankee fans, along with my mom. So once we moved out to California, the pinstripes stuck with me, so it's hard to ignore them.
Outstanding. Yeah. So, Coach, have you ever seen any players that you've coached play out in the majors, the minors, or anything like that? Or?
Well, we've had several players get drafted, sign, play professional baseball, but there's only one player since I've been here that made it all the way to the big leagues, and that was a little left-handed pitcher named Mike Gallo.
Wow, and who's he play for?
Well, he doesn't play anymore.
Oh, he doesn't play
anymore. He played for me in the mid-90s. So he was up in the big leagues with Houston for a few years. He was a specialty reliever, actually pitched in a World Series against the White Sox. And his career ended, I think, a year or two after that in the big leagues.
Nice. And out of curiosity, who is your major baseball team?
I went to school in Iowa, but I grew up in the state of Washington. I was about 8 or 9 years old when the Mariners came into existence, and I used to listen to them on a radio late at night in my bedroom. So the Mariners are still my favorite team.
Nice. You ever listen to Vin Scully at all, or?
Only on TV when the Dodgers were playing.
Nice.
We didn't get Dodger games on the radio where I grew up.
Nice. Nice. Well, baseball, it's America's pastime. A lot of people don't really appreciate the hype and just the energy that a lot of people think that baseball is boring. To some people, it can be, but to us, it's something that we personally have an interest in because one, we grew up watching it or grew up playing it. And again, it's a sport that we just personal experience. And the last question is, what implements do you have for the team exactly? Is there anything you just anything that needs improvement, anything that needs changing, anything like that? Or?
Well, we're not playing very well right now, so. We have one pitcher that's throwing really well, so we need about 3 or 4 other pitchers to step up. And our offense has been hit and miss, so we need to get more consistent, take better plans and better approaches at the plate. Those are our 2 biggest things right there.
So for students out there who have an interest in playing here for the team, what exactly do they have to do to, what does it take to become a player on the team?
Most people that contact us, we go out and recruit. We try to find the good local players to come play for us. Most of the students that contact me and want to try out for the team, I encourage them to join the summer baseball class. And that would work as a tryout for them, so we get a chance to see what they can do.
Nice. And Nico, you basically played all 4 years of college at Cal Lutheran?
I did, yes.
Nice. All right, gentlemen. Well, thanks a lot for doing this for us. Really appreciate it. And
I'm Noah Russell.
Alex Wallace.
And this is INews Sports Untucked.
Our sports anchor Sam Sanderson gives us all a rundown of all the teams here at LBCC.
Hello, I'm Sam Sanderson, and this is the IE News Sports Report for March 2017. The Long Beach City College men's basketball team had an unsuccessful season with an overall record of 7 wins and 19 losses. On a positive note, with 18 wins and 11 losses, the women's basketball team secured a spot in the state playoffs. In baseball news, the season is still young, and the baseball team has games against Mount San Antonio, East LA, Rio Hondo, and other conference rivals. The Lady Viking softball team have various doubleheaders, conference games, and the Ventura tournament this month. Switching to volleyball, the men's team are playing with an even record with a light conference schedule and several non-conference games. If you want to catch our broadcast of select home games or interested in any other Viking sports broadcasts, be sure to check out LBCC Viking Production on YouTube. I'm Sam Sanderson, and this is IE News Sports.
Thanks, Sam. I'm glad to hear our LBCC Vikings are doing well this year. Do you want to make a difference or save a life? Giving blood is an important aspect of the human experience. Every semester, the Red Cross accepts donations from students here at Long Beach City College. Producers Deborah Salazar, Xavier Limbrick, and Pablo Aguilar give us a behind-the-scenes look at this important event.
Welcome to the Long Beach City College Blood Drive, where on this day, 66 pints of blood were donated. The Red Cross sets a goal with each visit, and we are happy to say that goal was reached.
After they give the blood, then they sit over here and I watch their eyes and see if they get dizzy and watch how they slur or don't slur their words. And if they do, this is the ding ding panic button, panic bell. So I do that, and then the nurses come running, and then they help them recuperate.
Lieutenant Lieberman.
Lieutenant Lieberman. It's your first time?
This isn't my first time. I did it a number of years ago, but when I saw the opportunity today, I figured what better way to help serve the community that I love than give a little bit of myself. Yeah, it's very simple, almost painless. Come out, donate blood to a great cause, and I consider it almost like cosmic karma. You know, we're paying our credits to the community, and someday we might need it ourselves. So it's a circle of life.
The Red Cross is here 3 times a semester, so be on the lookout so you can donate the next time they are here.
Bye, world.
Thanks, guys, for that blood drive report. Coming up, we have an exclusive interview with a top radio personality, Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Well, everybody, we struck gold here in IE News Studio. That is right. Today, I am interviewing the most legendary radio DJ in the world and here in the state of California and city of Los Angeles. He has been on the radio since 1970s. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and you might recognize him from KREF 101. Ladies and gentlemen, Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, Noah, you're going places, baby.
Oh, you better believe it, baby.
Yeah, you better believe it, baby.
All right, nicely done. Okay, Shotgun, thanks for doing this for us, my old friend.
It's great to be here, man.
Thanks
for having me.
So the first question is always the same. How did you get into radio?
Well, when I was a kid, I came from school. My mother was a big radio fan.
Yeah.
And she was listening to KOGO, which is in San Diego. That's where I grew up.
Of course.
And she heard this guy broadcasting on the air. He was broadcasting from a shopping center, and he was putting people on the air, just regular people. So she said, Tommy, why don't you go down? This man's on the radio, and he's putting people on the air. Why don't you go down? Maybe he'll put you on the air.
Wow.
So I rode my bike down, and there he was. He was in a trailer, and there was some windows in the trailer, and I saw a microphone and 2 turntables. And I was just fascinated, Noah. I really was. And so all of a sudden, he saw me looking through the window, and he says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Frank Thompson on KOGO. We have a young man peering through the window at our mobile studio. Come on in here, young man. So I stepped in. What's your name? Well, my name is Tom. Well, where do you go to school? I go to St. John of the Cross Catholic School. Well, Tom, I've got 4 passes to see the LA T-Birds when they come into town at Westgate Park. So here you go. So anyway, I was just fascinated being on the air for the first time. My first words on any radio station were KOGO in San Diego, which is still broadcasting today down there. But anyway, I started following Frank Thompson around, and he became a good friend.
Yeah.
And so he also got off the air. as a disc jockey and became a great newsman up in Seattle at KJR. He was Frank Thompson, KJR, Constant Contact News.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, but Frank was a dear friend of mine.
Of course.
He was the first one that inspired me. And to answer your question, from that point on, I went to other radio stations and hung out, and that's it.
And I'm sure you grew up listening to Wolfman Jack, right?
You know what? Wolf was a very dear friend of mine, absolutely. I remember I was a fan. I used to order his records from Uncle George's record shop, baby.
Oh,
Send
yeah.
your checks in cash, check on money order.
Yeah.
And so I sent my check in for this album that Wolf did with, he sang different songs.
Yeah.
And then we became friends later on as I got into the business. And so he would come to San Diego and he would appear on some of the talk stations. And I had this album that I bought from him back in 1962 or 63.
Wow.
And so I had this thing, and I knew all the producers at the stations, so I actually would give them the record, and they would, these talk stations, there's a 10-second delay, so they would use Wolfman Jack's songs as bumper music. And he thought it was terrible. He didn't like it. He said, "Where'd you get that, man? That's terrible, man." "Oh, I know where you got it. I'm gonna kill him." Anyway.
You gotta love Wolfman.
Yeah.
You just gotta love him. So, how'd you get the job at KREF 101?
Well, that happened because a great legendary disc jockey by the name of the real Don Steele.
Yes.
He passed away, and so I was asked to succeed the real Don Steele. I was in San Diego. I did radio and television for so many years in San Diego, 35 years. I did a kids television show, and I was on all the rock and roll radio stations down there. So when this opportunity for me to come to KREF and replace one of my heroes, first of all, Wolfman Jack and the real Don Steele, I was absolutely terrified.
Oh, my goodness.
Because now I'm sitting in his chair.
Wow.
And it was just absolutely thrilling. To this day, it's thrilling. And when I got my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce gave me a choice. Where would you like your star? I said, I want my star right next to the real Don Steele's.
Oh, boy.
And that's where it is today on Hollywood Boulevard and La Brea.
That's right. Go check it out. And now, here's one other thing that I've noticed. It was back in the 80s when they were, I think, doing radio awards or whatever. I saw you on a YouTube video when you were introducing Big Ron O'Brien.
Oh, yeah.
On Kiss FM.
Big Ron was a very dear friend of mine, and I first met him when he was a disc jockey in Chicago at WCFL.
Yeah.
But then he came out to Kiss FM, and I used to do a lot of video air checking at Jocks.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that you saw on YouTube.
Yeah, and Kiss FM, there were the two big ones. There was Big Ron O'Brien and Bruce Vidal.
Oh, Bruce Vidal, yeah,
great guys. And sadly, both passed now, but they'll forever be in our hearts.
They really were. They
Yes.
were both great jocks on Kiss
Yeah.
FM, and very dear friends of mine.
Of course. Now, about you getting your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, how does that feel, though, to have a star on the Walk of Fame?
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah. First of all, they don't particularly care to give radio guys a star.
Wow.
So that
nerve.
That really, it's what they want. That star is really reserved for movie stars, recording artists, people on stage, and people in movies.
Right.
So when a radio guy gets a star, that's quite an ordeal. There's a voting process. There's 5 different stars. There's your television, movies, live recording,
of course,
live theater, and then radio. Actually, not live recording, but just recording, like records. So I think probably there's about only 50 local radio stars that have a star. The real Don Steele has one.
Of course.
Robert W. Morgan, Ryan Seacrest, and so on and so forth. So there are, Jim Ladd has a star. So those, I'm in a very close niche group of guys.
Definitely. Now, here are the 2 questions everybody wants to know. Where'd you get the idea for the smoky hats?
Well, my folks used to take us camping.
Yeah?
In Yosemite.
I love Yosemite.
And Sequoia. And I used to really love the forest rangers because a lot of forest rangers during the summertime were teachers.
Of course.
And so they became a forest ranger to get some money for the family during that 3-month period.
Yeah.
And so I became friends with a lot of the forest rangers, and of course they wear this type of hat.
Of course.
And of course Smokey the Bear does too.
Yeah, and drill sergeants.
No, that's right. Well,
Yeah.
that's not the reason
Yeah,
I went for
of
the
course.
hat,
Yeah.
but it was because of the forest rangers. And when I worked at KCBQ, back in those days, we were trying to be different and stand out. So each one of the guys had something to make them stand out. And I go, gee, I'm going to go with the Ranger hat. So that's how the Ranger hat came into being for my career.
And the number one question is, how did you get the name Shotgun? Now, I know there's multiple stories, but what's the real story?
All right, the real story?
The real story.
Well, when I was doing TV weather, I only had 2 minutes to do the weather, and the anchorman said, hey, we got Shotgun Tom Kelly setting in for Mike Ambrose on the weather. Shotgun, how'd you get the name Shotgun? And I said, well, you know, Mitch, I never liked to ride the back seat. I always liked to ride the front seat next to my dad. Of course, that position is Shotgun. Now, let's check out the high pressure area, So that was a lie. The truth is I worked at a station in Ventura and Oxnard, KACY.
Yeah.
And they wanted me to use the name Bobby McAllister.
Ooh.
Now, my real name is Tom Irwin. Of
course.
And I wanted to use Tom Irwin, but they didn't like that. So he made me use Bobby McAllister. So I hated that name. So I was driving into work, and this disc jockey before me said, hey, coming up next is Bobby Shotgun McAllister.
Yeah.
And I go, that really dresses that name up. I'm going to start using that.
Sure.
So I did. And then the same guy got a job going to KAFY in Caffey and Bakersfield. And he said, why don't you come along and use your real name? So anyway, I went there, and the general manager said, I don't want you to use Tom Irwin. You can use Tom, but the Irwin is, no, I don't like it. So what nationality are you? I said, well, I'm Irish. Well, how about Kelly? You'll be Tom Kelly. And my friend who hired me from KACY, who was the program director now, said, yeah, we'll revive the Shotgun from Bobby Shotgun McAllister, and we'll call you Shotgun Tom Kelly.
Has a beautiful ring to it.
Yeah, and I've used it since 1970.
Wow.
1970.
All right, now the final question is, for you radio students out there, what advice would you give to a radio student that wants to have a successful career in radio?
Well, first of all, you got to pay your dues.
Of course.
I started in radio back in 1965, and I was an intern at a rock and roll station. You got to realize, back in those days, AM was the big deal. FM was not the big deal. It was kind of background music,
Of course.
So I got a job as an intern at a big radio station that played rock and roll. And I remember the program director, Jim Price, brought me in his office, and he wanted I was like, 13 at the time. He wanted a teenager's opinion of a song that he was going to add to the station, because nobody wanted to touch this group, because they were kind of a folk group, and they didn't look like the rock and roll group. So he brought me in, put the record on, and said, what do you think? I need your teenager's opinion, because if I play this before any other radio station in the country, I'm going to really stick out.
Of course.
So he put it on, I listened to it, I liked it, and you know what that song was? California Dreamin' by the Mamas and Papas.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Oh, and by the way, then he offered me a job at the radio station as an intern. So to answer your question, I worked as an intern at KDEO, and then one of the guys, one of the weekend disc jockeys, had a full-time job at an FM station. And he said, hey, how would you like to do Sunday mornings? Because nobody wants to do Sunday mornings.
No, of course not.
So I said, yeah, I'll do Sunday mornings.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I did Sunday mornings, 6 a.m. to 12 noon.
There it is.
And played jazz and middle of the road stuff, Frank Sinatra, Tony Bennett. I remember it was 1966 because we played a group called Sergio Mendes and the Brazil 66. So that's how I remember. That's when I actually cracked the mic and made it the Tom Irwin Show.
There it is. Well, Shotgun, thanks so much for doing this for
All
us.
right,
It's
Noah.
really appreciated. And I just interviewed Shotgun Tom Kelly. If you don't believe me, what do they got to do, Shotgun? You better believe it.
Baby!
That's right. Can
Thank
you
you,
do it for
Noah.
us? You better believe it.
Have mercy, baby.
That's right. All right. I'm Noah Russell for IE News. We'll see you later.
Good night, everybody!
Thanks, Noah, for that informative and fun interview with radio personality Shotgun Tom Kelly.
That's all we have for this week. If you are interested in becoming a part of the radio and television department here at Long Beach City College, contact us here at 562-938-4892.
I'm Brent Potovin.
And I'm Sheree Sapel. Thanks
Thanks
for watching,
and we'll see you next time.